Over the years, many different types of care have arisen, which gives you and your loved ones options when it comes to choosing the solution that best meets your needs or preferences. No longer is going into a care home the only option. In this video, I will help you navigate the various options and explain what each type is. I will also cover what you can expect to pay, and if you have any other questions about finding and funding care in later life, check out the links in the show notes to other videos on my channel about care. So let's run through the 7 main options. Domiciliary care. So domiciliary care is care that is provided in the person's own home, sometimes called care in or at home or home care. It typically involves a carer visiting a person in need of care at regular times and on specific days in order to offer support. Domiciliary care can be appropriate if someone requires help with practical tasks or personal care, but they don't want to move to a care home. If support is needed with things like injections, changing or applying dressings, assisting with oxygen, or other nursing help, some care agencies can offer specialty nursing care support at home. Domiciliary around-the-clock care, also known as live-in or 24/7 care in the home, is a type of domiciliary care where a trained carer moves into a person's home so that care is available whenever it's needed. This is an increasingly popular alternative to care homes for people who would rather and are able to stay at home, where suitable accommodation is lacking or where continuity in care and carer is felt to be important. It can also be a cost-effective alternative to a care home, especially, but not only, if a couple living together both require care. A live-in carer can provide all kinds of support from companionship through to end-of-life care, enabling individuals to stay at home for as long as possible, if they so wish. Live-in carers work with a variety of people living with different issues or conditions. Some providers will also specialise in particular conditions such as dementia. Dementia home care. So dementia home care is geared specifically towards those with Alzheimer's disease or other forms of dementia. While dementia caregivers offer the same assistance as regular domiciliary carers, they are familiar with the stages of the disease, how it manifests, common problematic behaviours, strategies to adequately deal with them, and safety issues relating to dementia. A change in routines and environment can be very disturbing for someone living with dementia. That's why, where possible, many families are turning to home care rather than moving their loved ones into a care home that is regulated to provide dementia care. This enables their loved one to stay in a place they know and love and which is familiar. Intermediate care. Intermediate care, including reablement support, is non-means tested, short-term support designed to enable a person to maintain or regain the skills needed to live independently in their own home. As well as intermediate care and reablement, it is sometimes referred to as hospital at home or similar. It's often provided by the NHS after hospital discharge, but can also be provided by the local authority. Either way, it should be free of charge for up to 6 weeks. I've got an example of a friend of ours, Lily, 96. She fell and broke her hip and her wrist. After 2 to 3 weeks in hospital, she was moved to a care home for 6 weeks of rehabilitation before planning to return home. Care in the community. Care in the community includes a whole host of community-based services designed to help people live independently. It's available from commercial organisations, charities, or local authorities. The main 10 types of care in the community are domestic assistance, daycare, disability equipment and home adaptations, meals at home, personal alarm systems and assistive technology, respite care, supported living services, retirement villages, sheltered housing, and extra care or assisted living. Residential care. There are many different types of residential care, including care homes with or without nursing care, known as dual registered care homes if both options are available, as well as specialist care homes such as those dedicated to the care of those with dementia. Palliative end-of-life care. Palliative care is for people living with a terminal illness. where a cure is no longer thought to be possible. It's not just for people diagnosed with terminal cancer, but any terminal condition, and it usually provides a range of practical, emotional, and spiritual support for those thought to be within 12 months of death. The goal of palliative care is to achieve the best possible quality of life for patients and their families. Now, as I've discussed the different types of social care available, what does it all cost? Good care doesn't come cheap. There are no standard rates for care in later life, and the amount to be paid will depend on the type of support and the level of care needed, as well as where the person in need of care lives in the UK. If following a means test it is decided that the local authority will be paying for an individual's care, the local authority will have fixed rates that they are willing to pay to care providers. Those who have to fund their own care, known as self-funders, typically pay more for exactly the same type and level of care. This is usually around 30 to 40% more than the local authority rates. This cross-subsidising remains one of the morally wrong and unfair aspects of the current care system. The cost of residential care. Care home fees can vary significantly, but many charge fees in excess of £1,000 per week. If nursing care is required, this can cost up to 25% more. And dementia care is more expensive than standard elderly care, primarily because the staff to resident ratio needs to be higher. So the cost of care at home, also known as domiciliary care that I touched on earlier, is generally charged at an hourly rate. For care during the day, this is likely to be between £15 and £30 per hour. If care is needed overnight, a nightly rate may be charged and is often upwards of £100 a night. The cost of living care fees can start at around £1,000 per week, but can be considerably more depending on the individual's needs and the provider chosen. Where two people require care, this can be a more cost-effective solution than a care home, as some providers will simply charge a supplement to care for an additional person in the same house, rather than double the normal rate. When forecasting the cost of care, in my experience, it would be prudent to include growth of 4 to 5%, as this is the annual increase in fees that I've seen in recent years. The best way to do this kind of work is with a qualified financial planner who can build you a lifetime cash flow forecast and show you how long your retirement savings will last, taking into account paying for care. So now that you know about the different types of care available, you may want to better understand how the social care system works in the UK. Check out the show notes for more videos on how the social care system works and the difference between social care and healthcare. Thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. I'm Justin King, and my aim is to help people live successful lives, and that often involves understanding your money. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please press the like button to help more people like you find my channel, and check out the show notes for some useful links on things I've discussed in this video. For now, I'm Justin King, helping you live your best life.